as we know that we are discussing on Prajnapana Sutra, and we are going to discuss the 11th chapter of this particular text. And the title of the 11th chapter is Bhasha Pad. It means discussion on language, or you can say speed of sound waves. So what are the basic points of discussion of this particular chapter? So we are taking just an overview of the chapter. So that in this particular chapter, we will see that how the words or speech or language is originating and what is the origin place of the speech. How many types of speech are or language or words are there, especially the speech is there. What is the duration of speech for coming into existence? And who are the living beings who can speak speech or who can speak language, or there may be some living beings who cannot speak. So there are certain living beings who are speechless. So the discussion is also on them. What kind of matter we are using in forming any word or any language or any speech? So that has also been discussed. What is the speed of a strong and weak speech, or you can say speaker, or shape or structure of material aggregates of speech? This is also the point of discussion. Now we would see that how language or what we say speech is defined. So according to the scriptures, bhashyate iti bhasha. Whatever is spoken is known as language or speech. Second is avdharyate, avgamyate, artho, anaya, ityavadharini, avabodhan bij bhuta, ityartha. It means the language which helps to know some object or to decide some object, then it is known as language in true sense. Now we would see that what is the origin place of the speech or language. So mostly we know that the speech is done by some living being, though there are so many speakers and so many devices which also utter the language or words in the way the human beings are speaking, but actually they are recordings of some human beings and not the devices which are having their own language. So language especially concerns with the living beings, and that's why language is spoken by living being, or it is coming out of the some living beings. And the origin place of language is body, because whenever we are speaking any words or any language or giving any speech, we are using different parts of our body. And according to the grammarians, there are such places which are the source, or you can say origin place of language or speech. So for example, tongue, teeth, palate, our cerebrum, all these are the parts which are engaged whenever we are speaking any word, whenever we are giving any speech or using any language. So these are different parts which are used to speak any word or to utter any word. So the body is the main origin place of language or word or you can say speech. Speech matter looks like diamond. So Vajra, it is said. So it's a structure, you can say, it looks like the diamond in diamond shape, though we see any musical words in the, what we say, in the form of waves. But yes, when we see the particles of the language, then they may look like the Vajra. Words of a strong speaker go to the end of the universe by dividing and converting other matter coming in between the speaker and destination. So, and the speech of the weak speaker goes to some extent only without dividing. So we have to see that there are two types of speakers. One is very strong one whose voice is very strong, very effective, very loud. So if he speaks or she speaks, then his or her words can come out of her mouth into pieces, subtle pieces, and they travel, converting other matter which is coming in between, and goes to the end of the universe. So that much power is having our speech, which is especially spoken by the strong person, very powerful person, or very energetic person. But if the speaker is not so strong, then his speech or her speech does not come into pieces, subtle pieces, but it comes as it is. He or she is speaking and can travel only to some yojans and not to the end of the universe. It means that they are not so strong, the speech is not so strong that it can travel very far. So this is the nature of the speech of the speakers who are having some strength or having some weakness. Now we would see that speech take two movements only for coming into existence. And what are the two movements? So in one movement, the speaker takes matter of speech from the environment, and in the second moment, he or she converts into language and also expresses whatever he or she wants to say. So this in two moments, so that is very subtle, subtle time, very short time. You can say that one moment means it is nanosecond of nanoseconds. You can say it is the smallest unit of time according to Jainism. Whenever we blink the eyes, we take almost innumerable moments for just one time blinking. So you can see that the one moment is a very, very short time, or you can say smallest time period. And whenever we are speaking, we are taking hardly 2 moments and not more than that. Only truthful and conventional language are permitted to use. Now we would see that there are four types of speech, or you can say language. One is truthful, other one is untruthful, and third is mixed one, and the fourth is practical, the language of practical world, or you can say conventional language. So according to the Jain scriptures, somebody can speak only the truthful language or conventional language, though it doesn't mean that all people are speaking just a truthful or conventional language. They are also telling a lie, that is the untruthful language, and they are also speaking sometimes double language, giving double meaning to misguide other people. So that is mixed language. So it happens that the common people are not following all the rules and regulations of the scriptures, but the scriptures say that people should speak only the truthful language or conventional language. So you can see here the reference from the scripture, Prajnapana, that Goema, Bhasanam, Jeev Daya, Sarir Pabhava, Vajjasantiya, Logat, Loganta Pajavasiya Pannatta. So here it is said, whatever is spoken before, that has been said here, that it looks like the Vajra, it is originated from the body, parts, and spoken by a living being, and it can travel to the end of the universe. So it depends on the speaker. Now we would see that these are the four types of speech which we speak: truthful, untruthful, mixed, and conventional. So conventional language is seen as neither true nor false, but it is just for the use of the practical world so that we can convey whatever we want to say to someone. So these 4 types of languages, and we can see that all the languages are again can be divided into 2 categories: clear and unclear. So clear is truthful and untruthful both. So we, whenever we speak some words which are truthful, instead of or sometimes we speak something which is not right or not correct or wrong, but we speak in very clear language. So that is clear. And unclear or vague, sometimes we speak in very vague term. So mixed language and conventional language are seen like clear or vague language, because there is no clear cut expression in these particular languages. Things are not clear that what we are going to say. Sometimes we say that, okay, I am coming to Miami, but I say that my flight has come to Miami, or Miami has come. So whenever I coming to Miami through by air, I say that Miami has come. So this is the conventional language. This is the way of speaking or expressing whenever we are arriving at some place. But this language is not clear that actually what is happening. It is me who is coming to Miami and not Miami is coming to me. So, but the way of speaking in our conventional language is that it is Miami which has come. So this kind of language, you can say that is actually not very clear, but it is useful in practical world, and it helps us to convey our feelings or our intention. Now we would see that we have seen already that there are 4 types of languages. So all the languages are having many types. So just we can see that there are 10 types of truthful language. So first one is called Janpad, what is spoken in particular state. So Janpad means the people of particular locality, they also use language to convey or express their feelings. So their language is known as Janpad language. Sammat, what is accepted by the people. There are certain words which are spoken in particular country, or which are accepted, that okay, we can speak in that language. So that is called a Sammat. Sthapana, symbolic language. Sometimes we speak in the language of symbols. For example, you have to take U-turn like that. So U-turn is indicated by U, and that is a kind of a symbol which shows that we have to take this kind of a turn from particular point. So Sthapana language, and whenever we want to say triangle, so we draw the line of triangles, and we show that it is triangle or rectangular. So the object triangle is not before us, but we, by drawing some lines or pictures, we explain that what is triangle, what is rectangular, what is a sphere, what is circular. So these are the Sthapana language, which are known as symbolic. So many times we cannot have the object before us, but we want to explain that object, and for that we draw some symbols, and through symbols we explain everything. So Sthapana language is also, the symbolic language is also the part of truthful language. Now, names are true whether they match with the qualities of person or and thing or not. So we sometimes we give the name Lakshmipati to the poor person, though he is poor. And the name doesn't show that he is having some wealth or some prosperity. Instead of that, the name is right, because it is just a name which is given to him. So it doesn't mean that the name should indicate the quality of that person. It is just used to indicate particular person or particular object, but it is not just used to indicate any kind of qualities of that particular object. So naam it can be given, very beautiful names can be given to the ugly things, or very good names can be given to the person who is very notorious. Instead of name is name. So that language is known as what we say Nam language. Roof, what is spoken looking at costume? Sometimes we see that there are certain people who are playing some drama, or uh, giving such kind of expression in which they look like they are male, but they wear the costumes of women, or women looks like men. But since they are playing some drama, and in that particular drama they have such kind of role, and that's why they have have worn such kind of costumes. And because of looking at that particular costume, we can say that, oh, he is male and he is female, though the truth is opposite. But that can be used because we are looking at the drama, we are just watching the drama, or participating in some play, and that's why that kind of language we are using for some particular actor. Comparative or relative terms. So sometimes we use some words which are comparative or relative, but yeah, so they are taken in the sense of pratitya words. Vyavahar, what is practically accepted. So as I have said that whenever I'm arriving at in Miami, I say that Miami has come, but it is not truth. It is me who have come, and not Miami. But this is the way of speaking in the conventional language. What is spoken based on the dominating quality? So sometimes we see that there are certain things which are having some particular colors, but that color is not only in that particular object. There are certain other colors too, but they are in very minimum proportion, and they are neglected whenever we define that object from the point of view of color. For example, the parrot is having green color in most of the part of his body, but it is also having some white color in his eyes, or red color in his blood, or white color in his bones. But we are not taking all those colors of different parts of his body into consideration whenever we are defining the color of parrot. We say that, oh, parrot is of green color. So this is what we say, that whenever something is dominating, we just give preference to that dominating quality, and define the object according to that. Yoga, what is spoken on the basis of relation with a state or object? So sometimes there are certain things, for example, we say that human being, though soul is not human or non-human, but since it has taken the human form, then we say that, okay, I am a human, though I am in reality a soul, and not just a human. But yes, when I'm in present moment, in a human form, then I define myself that I am a human being. So whenever something is in particular state, we sometimes we define the object from that point of view, from the point of view of that particular state. But it is not only the quality or feature of that particular object or defining quality. There may be certain other qualities in different times, but yes, we have to see that when we are speaking, the object is found in which state. So the object is defined according to that state. Next is opameya. What is spoken based on similarity or dissimilarity? Sometimes we define some object with the support of some other thing which is very similar to that. For example, in India, we find the wild cow, which is known as a rose, and that rose is not easily seen to all because it lives always in the forest, and it escapes, runs very fast. If somebody wants to see, it is not easy to see her. But suppose if I have to explain the rose, then I would say that, oh, it looks like the cow. So that kind of speech is known as opome whenever we are speaking about or explaining any object with the in by comparing or in the light of other object which is similar to that, so that somebody who is familiar with that object which is used to explain some other thing, then he can easily get the point that how the rose looks like. Now we would see that there are 10 types of untruthful language. So it is very alerting for us because sometimes we speak truth, but we speak in anger or in angry mood. So the scriptures say that if somebody is speaking in anger, then his language may be sometimes very true, but instead of that, it is taken in the sense of untruthful language. Or we sometimes in anger we speak something which is not right, which is not correct, which is totally wrong. But because of the anger, we speak such kind of untruthful language. Sometimes we are in ego state or in the state we want to deceive some person, then we speak such kind of untruthful language. Due to greed, we speak such untruthful language. Or if we are having any kind of attachment to any object and we want to keep it with us, and if somebody wants it or wants to take it by some force, then we try to keep that object with us. And if we are asked that where that object is, then we say that we don't know about it, where it is. So we speak untruthful whenever we are attached to something and we want to keep it with us. Similarly, whenever we are having any kind of hatred with some person or some we don't like some object, then also we speak something which is not truthful about that. And spoken in joking, so it happens whenever the month of April comes, and when there is 1st April, people makes joke with others and they speak something wrong with them. And spoken in fear, so it happens whenever we are fearful, we speak something wrong. We cannot speak what is right for us or for in that particular situation. Spoken in telling some stories with exaggeration. It also happens that whenever we speak some story, it is not necessary that we are familiar with each and every fact, or we were the witness of all the facts and figures. So whenever we are narrating some story, we add something from our side, or whatever is being said, that may be said with some exaggerations, and that in that kind of speech is also a kind of false speech. We have to speak the truth, and we have to speak whatever facts and figures are appropriate, and not by adding something from our side. Spoken to hurt, whenever we speak, we should not speak to hurt other people. So sometimes we want to hurt some other people, and that's why we speak in such a language which is not appropriate, which is not right or truthful. We say something wrong about some person just to hurt that particular person. So these are the different reasons we speak untruthful language, or will tell a lie in all these conditions. Next is mixed language. There are certain conditions in which we speak half truth, half untruth. So that is called mixed language. So mixed number of birth. Sometimes it happen if we someone is asked that how many child or children are taking birth every year or every day or every second, suppose. So he will speak the approximate number and not the exact number. Sometimes he will speak more number than what is really, and or he may speak less number than what is appropriate number. So this kind of what we say, this kind of language we use because it is very difficult to know the exact number of the children who are taking birth in every second in the world. Similarly, about death, how many people are dying every day or every second or in a year. So that is very difficult to know the exact number of death of the people. But due to pandemic, we have seen that the calculation was coming from every country that this much number of people have died because of the pandemic. But it is not truth that that much number only died. It may be more, it may be less. So it happens whenever we are speaking about such kind of things. Mixed with both birth and death. So this is the same, we have to understand. Sometimes we are asked about birth and death both, and whenever we are speaking the number, it is only just our estimate, or you can say our calculation, but it is not necessary to be appropriate or exact. Mixed with living, mixed with date. Similarly, how many living beings are in the world, or how many living beings have died. So we cannot say that how many people or how many living beings, because to know about the exact number of died human beings, how we can say about the death of other living beings. So it is very difficult to say, but whenever we are speaking in the language of average number and not the exact number. Mixed with both living and dead, so the same thing. Mixed with infinite number of living beings. So sometimes there are maybe that somebody is asking that how many human beings are in the world. We know that it is the innumerable maximum, but sometimes by mistake we say that, oh, it is infinite number of human beings or other living beings, those who are actually found in innumerable number and not in infinite number. We know that only the living beings of plants, or we can say the plants are also are only infinite in number, and all other living beings are found only in innumerable number. But sometimes we do mistake in our speech that, oh, human beings are infinite or innumerable, whatever is. So that kind of mistakes are done in our language. So that is a kind of mixed language, mixed with both the numbers, or mixed with the time, like day and night. Sometimes, so suppose the sun is setting or sun has already set. Instead of that, we say that, oh, this much days or there, and we can do this thing and that thing. Okay. Or sometimes the night is over, but we are saying that still it is not night which is going on, and we have to sleep more. So this kind of things we speak in everyday life. Next is mixed with a specific time like morning or afternoon, etc. So suppose the morning is going on, but we say that, oh, it is very early, or we say that it is afternoon while it is morning, or it is afternoon, then we are saying, oh, it is morning time just for us. So in this way, there may be so many such kind of mistakes which are done in our day-to-day life, just in whenever we are talking about such kind of things about which we are not so much clear, just we say whatever we want to say without thinking that that is true or not. Now we would see types of truthful speech. Okay, so there are certain languages which have been accepted as truthful, from the point of view of some theory, you can say. So amantrani, language of address. Whenever we are speaking that male or female, or we are taking some name just to address someone, to say something or to order something. So that is called amantrani. Agyapani, language of order. So in which we are ordering someone that please bring this, that, or take this thing from here. So Agyapani language, that is also truthful. And yachani, whenever we are saying something in the language of request, then it is called yachani. Prichani, language of question. Whenever we are speaking somebody is giving some speech or telling something, and if we are not clear, we can ask some questions. So that language of question is also appropriate, and that is not untruthful. Prajnapani, language of preaching or teaching. So suppose somebody is preaching or somebody is teaching, then this language is known as Prajnapani, in which we try to explain something, or we want to make you understand that what is said in the Prajnapana Sutra. So I'm trying. It may be there are some mistakes in my speech. Instead of that, I'm trying to explain what I'm understanding or what is explained in the text. Pratyakhyani, language of giving up or denying. So whenever we do any kind of pratyakhyan, means we take any kind of vow, so that language is called pratyakhyani language. Ichhanuloma, so the language of respect or free will. So whenever we are giving some respect to someone, then, or whenever we are saying something to express our free will, so that is also truthful language. Anabhi grihit, so indecisive language. Sometimes we say that, oh, I will try to come. So it is not necessary that I will come, or it is not sure that I will come. Instead of that, we speak such kind of language somewhere wherever it is required. Decisive language. Decisive language is the language of decision. So sometimes we say that, okay, I will come at this time. So this is a kind of decisive language. So that is true. And Sanshay Karini. So sometimes we speak the language. It is it is not right, but doubtful language. So sometimes we say in the language which is doubtful, but it is sometimes required to speak in that language. Okay. Vyakrita, clear language, and avyakrita, language of secret or having deep meaning. So this kind of languages are used, and they also come under the truthful language. Okay. Now we will see that three types of living beings who do not speak. And what are those? So, for example, the liberated souls, since they have given up the body forever, so they have no physical body, and the speech is given through by using the different parts of our body. So they have no physical body. That's why, and they have no speech in that sense. Though somebody wants to if somebody wants to communicate with the liberated beings, they will also answer or respond to the questions of the person. But that language is the language of the consciousness, or you can say the waves of their consciousness or knowledge which travels to you, and you can get it what he or some liberated soul wants to say or answers. Omniscient, who has given up all the activities after reaching the 14th stage of spiritual development, they don't speak. So know that ayogi kevali, they don't speak any word, because they have already given up all the physical, mental, and verbal activities. So in that state, they don't speak anything, they remain in deep silence. One sensed living beings, we know that one sensed living beings have no tongue. Until and unless they have tongue, they cannot speak the words. So they also don't use any kind of language. They can't express their feelings or anything through any words. Newborn baby of humans or subhuman beings, or you can say non-humans, can know what they are speaking if they are endowed with either past life knowledge or extrasensory perceptions. So this is also the one question which was asked by Gautam Swami to Bhagwan Mahavir, that the newborn baby can, which is human baby, okay, or five-sensed non-human baby, whether they can and they could come to know that what they are speaking. Then it is said that they can come to know if they are having past life experience or knowledge of the words, or they have some extra sensory perception or knowledge, you can say. Okay, now we would see that yes. So now we would see that how the language is formed in very short time. And this is a very, you can say, very scientific explanation which has been given here, that whenever somebody wants to speak any words or wants to give any speech or uses any language, then in first moment he takes the matter from the environment, which is the matter of speech, technically known as bhasha vargana, bhasha vargana. And in second movement he converts into words or language or speech and releases or expresses whatever he wants to say. So it means just he needs two movements to convert into language. Okay, so here you can say that in the first movement, he takes only the matter from the environment. In the second movement, he converts into the words and also releases or expresses whatever he wants to say. But in the same moment, he whatever he wants to say next moment, he takes the matter from the environment and converts into the next moment and expresses whatever he wants to say. In the next moment, whatever he wants to say, he has to take a matter in the previous moment when he was speaking, and he converts in the next moment and expresses. So in this way, you can see here that in the first moment, he is speaking just a matter, and in the second moment, he is converting into language. And in the same moment, he's taking a new matter to speak for the next moment. So this is the way of converting the matter, speech matter into words or language by the living beings. But suppose if somebody wants to stop speaking, then he, in the last moment when he speaks something, okay, yes. So he just converts whatever words has been taken by him, and in the next moment he doesn't take new matter, and by this way he can stop whatever he wants to speak. So, now, what has happened? What happened? So in the last slide, I am unable to handle this kind of mess up. Okay. Now, so in the last slide, we would yes, here you can see here that after and what can be the maximum or minimum pose of stopping and again starting speech. So it is said that the speaker can take one movement pause, or he may take more than but maximum he will take innumerable time units to start again speaking. So whenever his will starts speaking, he will again start taking the matter from the environment, converts and that matter into speech or language in the second moment, and also take some new matter from the environment to speak further. So this is the process of speaking and releasing the matter of speech. Now you see in the end, in the last slide, that what kind of quality of speech matter is having that can be used only to convert into language or speech or words. So you can see here that the matter should be in the place where the speaker is. So in that particular environment, it must be there, and it next is it may be consisting of Sankhyaat, Asankhyaat Pradeshi. It means innumerable or innumerable particles, or it may be consisting of infinite particles. So we can see here that whenever we are speaking, that matter should always be consisting of infinite particles of speech matter and not innumerable or innumerable. It means whenever living beings are speaking or using any words, those words are made of infinite number of speech matter. Next is the speech matter must be found especially in innumerable space points. If it is located in innumerable space points that is not used by the living beings, when the matter is found in innumerable space points, they are used especially for the speech. From the temporal point of view, whenever we are speaking, the words may stay in the form of the words or language or speech for minimum for one moment, or and maximum for innumerable moments or innumerable time periods. Okay, after that they disperse and returns to their original form of matter. Next is there may be 16 types of combinations of color, smell, taste, and touch in the matter of speech. So, and now we would see that the words which are being used in the speech, or the matter which is used in to convert into language or speech, they must be expressed and not expressed. It means whenever we are taking that matter is having some kind of touched. And avgad, it means those speech material, they must be in some space point. So that is avgad. Anantaravgad, it means the matter which is being used for speech, or that matter must be very close to the speaker, in the same place where he is there. And it must be in the form, it may be in the form of anu and badar. It means it may be in a very subtle form and in the gross form. And now we see that urd, adho, and tiryak. So it means this kind of matter can be found in all directions, upper directions, lower directions, or middle direction, horizontal directions. So matter is everywhere, and that's why wherever we are going, we can speak and we can use that matter of speech, which is found in that particular place or environment or part of the universe. Now we would see here that 9, 10, 11, so Adi, Madhya, and Ant. So yes, the speech matter is a kind of aggregate, and that's why it has the beginning, it has the middle, it has the ending part. So Vishay, Parvishay, so it is said that whenever we are speaking, just I have to see, Anukram and Ananukram. So whenever we are speaking using the matter in a order, So there is always anukram. It is not that we have taken some method in last movement and using in the first movement. So that doesn't happen. And ek thi panch disha on chha disha. So we can say that the matter is found in all the 6 directions. So in this way, somebody can take a method from one direction or 2 direction, but it is not. Whenever somebody is speaking, he's taking method from all the 6 directions. So this is what is said in the scriptures, that what kind of language material or the speech matter we are using and forming our language or giving our speech or making any words. So this is what is explained in this particular chapter, which is 11th chapter of Prajnapana Sutra. If somebody has any question, they can ask. Okay, just I have to check whether all are unmute. Sorry. So the cursor is not moving today. Just 1 minute, okay? Sorry. Now I think all are unmute. So if somebody has any question, they can ask.
वंदावी सभी लैंग्वेजों के लिए एक जैसे नहीं, जैसे हम हिंदी बोलते हैं.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that whether you are speaking in English or Hindi or any other. These are the common rules for any language.
Okay, Vandami, thank you.
Anybody else?
Regarding the birds, they would be doing the same thing, like taking up Vargana and then speaking and putting them back, throwing them out.
I couldn't get your point. What do you want to ask?
You know, the birds.
Yes.
The birds speak in their own language.
Yeah.
So the process would be similar?
Similar for all living beings.
Okay.
Any other? So why the language part is taken or for such kind of discussions? So the scriptures say that whenever we want to communicate anything, we need always language. So language is a necessary part of our life. We cannot ignore it. And also the Tirthankars, whenever they want to speak, they also use the language. So language is also very important from religious point of view also, and from practical point of view also. So this is the reason that Gautam Swami and Bhagwan Mahavir, they were talking about the language, the nature of language, how it is produced, and what kind of languages are used by all the different living beings, and what is the process of converting this speech matter into language.
Vandami Namanswami, Samriji, so is there a link? I appreciate, like, today the chapter is on speech, types of speech, etc. But then there has to be a thought first in someone's mind, in a living being, and then they would speak. So what is the link between the thought and the when the words come out, the speech?
It is very good question. See, there are 6 paryaptis in our body, no? 6 systems, you can say. So one system is bhasha paryapti, and the second system, last system is mind. Okay. So in the case of human beings, it is said, or 5 sensitive living beings who are having mental development, it is said that we have 6 such kind of systems. But so far as the body of some deities is concerned, it is said that in the case of deities, the speech system and the mind are not separate. It means whenever our vocal cord would be active, automatically there would be thoughts in our mind. So we can say that thoughts are also a kind of language, okay, which is mental language, okay.
Okay.
But yes, this language is consists what is made of manovargana pudgal. So the matter of speech and the matter of thought are little bit different from each other. Okay, but yes, they are interconnected. Whenever vocal cord is active, automatically thoughts will also come into your mind. But the matter of thoughts and the speech are different.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes, Chandanisha. You are muted, so please unmute yourself first. You are not, so I'm unmuting, okay? Now you can unmute yourself. Is it working? No. Okay, most of the people are not unmuted. Just I'm asking once again. See if it is working.
Yes, okay. Now, you said Tirthankars or Siddhas, omniscience and Siddhas probably don't have speech. So, when they get Keval Gnan and they are giving the Deshna,
Yes.
so some believe that words come out, or, the Bhagwan doesn't speak, but it is as if the Bhasha is coming out. I don't know how to say it, but there are
See,
two schools
yeah.
of
Yeah, these are different two views. In Jain tradition, the Digambar says that the language is coming automatically out of the mouth of Tirthankars, whatever it is. Just they
Yeah.
also believe that there are 14 Gunasthan, no?
Yes,
So in
yes,
the 13th Gunasthan, Tirthankars, whenever they are speaking, they are in 13th Gunasthan, in which they are active physically, mentally, or verbally. Okay.
yes,
So
yes,
they are using the way of speaking of some tradition may be very different, or it can be said as a different interpretation. Okay,
yes,
because Tirthankars do not think whatever they are speaking. It is just coming
yeah,
out of their consciousness. Okay, so in that sense, you
consciousness.
can say that they are not speaking, or it is just coming out of their higher consciousness. But
Consciousness. So,
after all, they have to speak and they have to use their mouth, no? The words,
yes, yes,
that words will come out of their mouth.
yes.
So they
So
are acting
maybe
in,
the
yeah,
14th stage must be very, very short, just
yes,
before they are, yeah, that's
yes,
what
it
it
is
means.
very short. It just e, u, ri. How much time you have taken for speaking these 5 letters, small letters?
Yeah,
So that
very
much
little.
time, that
Yeah,
much time.
okay.
Because you cannot live without any movements, okay, without any activities.
Yes,
At least
yes,
your blood should circulate in your body, your lungs should work, your heart should work, your brain should work. Otherwise, Dr. Neeta will declare that, oh, someone has died because his brain
yeah,
is not working.
Yeah, true,
He
true.
will be
Very true.
cremated without his final
Yeah,
time of death.
yeah.
So the internal activities or organs, they will always work till the last moment of death or liberation.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last moment is hardly for 5 later.
Okay, thanks.
Yes. Any other? So yeah, I think no question. Things are clear. So thank you. Thank you for coming and listening to the lecture. And please take the quiz on time. You have 1 day more. Yes, tomorrow is the due date. And now we are proceeding towards the end of the semester. Those who are joining this course seriously and going through all the materials and watching the video lectures, and they are ready to present their own research about any topic of their interest, whatever is discussed during this course, throughout the course. So they can take choose any one topic and can work on that particular topic and give presentation in the end of the semester.
समणी जी, मुझे पहला 3 का आया था, बाद में नहीं आया है, तो आप भेजेंगे?
Quiz is quiz that you did not get quiz.
नहीं, क्विज नहीं, ये जो लेक्चर है ना, पहले 3 का सब बराबर आया था, बाद में आने का अटक गया या कुछ भी मालूम नहीं।
But you are in this you are in the Google class, no?
Yes, all the time.
So everything is
खाली
being
एक लास्ट
posted.
टाइम मैं भूल गया था, लास्ट थर्सडे आई कुड नॉट अटेंड, आई मिस दैट लेक्चर,
Okay,
but
so
still I have
yeah. So I will talk to what we say, Sheetal, that why you are not getting in your Google class, because everything is being posted in the Google class, and every part
ओके, शीतल
applicants they must
यहाँ
get
नहीं है,
all the
एटलांटा गई
materials.
है,
Okay.
एटलांटा गई है और वहां से शार्लोट जाके आएगी, आ जाएगी।
Okay. So because I don't know that why you are not getting, but
हाँ,
everything is on in the Google class, and it is
ओके,
available to all.
अच्छा, तो मैं उसको आके पूछूंगा कि
Yes.
हाँ जी, मगर
बंदामी?
गूगल क्लास में रहेगा, वो कभी भी हम देख सकते हैं।
Yes, it after semester might be it will be closed, but before during semester it is all the times open.
ऑल द टाइम ओपन, ओके।
Yes.
बंदामी, 2 सब्जेक्ट्स पर अलग अलग पीपीटी बनानी है या दोनों की एक?
No, it is not necessary you to make a PPT on different topic. If you have chosen one topic for your research, the same research you have to present before the participants, that what you have done through your PowerPoint presentation. So you can take the same topic for your PowerPoint presentation and for term paper.
ओके, सो रिलीजियस स्टडी के लिए और साइंटिफिक अहिंसा के लिए।
Okay.
I mean,
For for scientific foundation of non-violence, you should choose the topic which have been discussed, which has been have been discussed in that particular course. Okay, so looking at those topics, you have to develop your research paper. If you are thinking that the same topic can be discussed from non-violence point of view and also from this Prajnapana Sutra point of view, then you can develop one paper and can present it in both the classes.
ओके, थैंक यू।
समणी जी, गूगल पे भी होगा
What?
ये अभी आपका क्लास का?
गूगल क्लास ही तो चल रही है ना, सारा मटेरियल गूगल क्लास के अंदर ही तो है।
अच्छा, गूगल में ही है,
हाँ,
गूगल क्लास में ही है।
आपके पास में गूगल क्लास का ब्राउजर में आप गूगल क्लास आप देख सकते हैं कि नहीं?
हाँ जी,
देख सकते हैं, तो उस
हाँ
गूगल
जी,
क्लास में आपको सारा मटेरियल मिल जाएगा आपको,
अच्छा जी,
है ना, सारी क्विज और
अच्छा
मटेरियल सारा उस पे मिलेगा,
जी,
वीडियोस
शुभ
उसी पर
साधन।
हैं सारे। हाँ,
हाँ जी।
Okay, so thank you to all.